So this is my EverQuest-Centric review of Lost Ark, and maybe review is too strong a term. But I played EverQuest for 20 years, and this game and EverQuest, they're very different. To call Lost Ark an MMO is it seems more like you have this prologue where you level to 50, and then you start the real game, which is the end game content, where basically you get together and you do raids that aren't quite like raids in EverQuest. Some of the things they do right is I leveled my bard to 50, and then they immediately let me level another class to 50. And so this is called the Striker, and I picked him because he's the least popular class in the game as far as I can tell. I picked the bard because it was supposed to be hard in PvE. So I created this character an hour ago, and unlike the bard where I tried not to look up guides and stuff for the first 44 levels, I just I googled a build and put in that build into this, and then just did my first chaos dungeon, and this is the second level of the chaos dungeon. There's 3 levels, and was able to, beat it. And I'm not saying I'm doing good or anything. I'm just saying certainly in this solo level, it's not hard. And this is supposed to be the class that is good at DPS but bad at AoE DPS. I found the bard was, just equally easy to get through all the prologue stuff. Now, I'm sure the actual dungeons, that people do are much harder. But the rotations are not going to be anything like what you get in EverQuest. I mean, where you have these complex guides based on a class that's been built up over these years. I mean, you have 8 buttons for the most part. Now, with the Striker, a lot of their class depends on positioning, kind of like the rogue backstabbing. But so and the bard is right when to cast the right buffs and things like that. I'm sure that's complicated, but this is so much on a different level than EverQuest in terms of like the grind. I mean, I could give you stories, and like I said, I played this game for 10 days. And, and again, this is easy. Oh, I played it for 10 days, and then, got this character up to 50, and they gave him gear that is better than the gear that I got from my manually leveled bard. And like EverQuest, it's all, it's a never-ending staircase where you're constantly getting better gear, etc. So this is 302 level gear, and you'll work your way up to, I saw one person at 1455 level gear. I guess there's 1600 level gear and 1300. That's the grind. That's what everybody does it for. But it's fun. It's fun, but it's definitely a video game. It's a lot better than Pong, which is the first video game I played. It reminds me of, when I was younger, I used to travel to manufacturing sites all over the country. And I got to go to China in around 2001 when they had just entered the World Trade Organization. And while I was there, it was fun because I was in Shanghai, I was in Beijing, and I got to see the massive amount of construction that was going on. And you had very old-fashioned bamboo-style ramps where you're doing construction, and then you could drive by literal 1,000 earth movers. It was amazing. But while I was there, I got into these online English translations of what they call cultivation novels, wuxi. Basically these magical martial artists go on this long journey over 1,600 chapters where they slowly get more and more powerful and fight more and more powerful foes, and they're like superheroes, and they're always successful. This is what this game reminds me of, is that kind of superhero genre. It's not a fantasy genre. You're playing a superhero, and you have all these magical moves. Now, I know people compare it to Diablo, but I've never played Diablo. The video games I've played are Pong, Adventure Series on TRS-80 Model 1, Wizardry on Apple, EverQuest, Star Wars The Old Republic, and I tried WoW very briefly, and I also tried the 2077, that Cyberpunk 2077. And again, that was briefly, didn't go anywhere. This is actually the game I played the most after EverQuest and Star Wars The Old Republic. You start at level 10 in this game, and I understand they used to have class prologues, but those are gone now. Anyways, I enjoyed the game. It's not EverQuest. I'm not quitting EverQuest. Talk to you guys later. Bye.